episode 4 of the podcast ends with you, homie. You ain't ready. You think you're ready for this podcast? I'm not. You're not. Look, I'm sick of opening every podcast with, hey, welcome to the podcast. No, it's time to get hype. It's time to innovate. It's time to be really tired. Look, I'm just gonna... Look, it's fine. We're doing it raw. I'm not even gonna take a second take of this intro. Look, it's this podcast ends with you. My name is Amadeus. My co-hosts are Osmaneko and Myra Zed. And this episode, we talk about episode 3 and 4 of the anime. And we also go through the pin competition and look at some of the winners that we had for that. Look, I'm not taking a second take. It's fine. It's fine. Just clip it and ship it. Next episode is on the 8th of May. Go, enjoy. Go, go, go. Why are you still here? Leave me alone. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a time. Brothers and sisters, there comes a time in our lives where we all have to stand together and band together as a group of people and be righteous. We really, I defend my values. My values are very important to me, and I need to stick and adhere by my values. We're entering in a very rough period of our lives as TWEWY fans. Also, before I do that, hi, hello, my name is Amadeus. Welcome to this podcast ends with you, episode 4. Before we even get started here, it's really just a call to arms. A call to arms to all of you who respect decency, to all those of you who respect, people not abusing their powers, because there's one person that is going to be appearing in our lives in the future that we need to watch out for. That's what I'm talking about, Joshua. We're going into not only is Joshua going to start appearing in the anime starting episode 4, but also we have tyrants using their power in their individual spheres to censor, to destroy the competition. It's it's show supremacy is all I'm saying. It's all about show out here. If I hear anybody talk about Joshua in chat, you about to get it. Not abusing the power. Look, this is my channel. I'm allowed to abuse my powers. Speaking of abusing my powers, hi, hello. It's my co-hosts that have nothing to do with this, I'm sure. It's
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and let my defend herself here.
Yes. No, this is my battleground now. Before we even start anything, I'm out here trying. I sent that message of hope and prosperity into the Discord, and without any appreciation for my feelings, for anybody else's feelings, was like, that message ain't important. And then just censored me.
It was spam. Absolutely.
What do you mean it was spam? You can't just say it because it's not your opinion that it's spam.
You say I'm a tyrant? Nah. Okay, do you even have an image of that? No, it's just not relevant, okay? It's not necessary.
No, I'm prepared to scrap the entire script and just talk about this for an hour and a half. I am 100% down for that.
I don't like being in between this argument. I really don't.
Stay out of this, Neku!
I am, but you're shouting in my ears. You're around me.
Look, man, you shouldn't have gotten in the way of me when I have a megaphone on hand.
God, that shit's loud, dude. Come on.
But as much as
how about we all calm down and talk about things we actually need to talk about instead of shouting at each other for the next hour and a half?
You're right.
We shout each other a lot next week and today.
The episode's not even out yet.
Today.
The episodes are not even out yet, and we're already arguing. So let's you know what? Let's calm down. Let's everybody just cool off, calm yourselves, deep breathing. Let's try and get stuff done here. We do have a jam-packed episode ready for us to talk about here. Starting with I should say. There was a pin competition on the Neku for Smash Twitter page that went very well and a lot of people contributed to, and you will be finding out the winners too later. I have to force people to stick around and watch somehow, so this is how we're gonna do it. That's right. I'm finally taking advantage of my viewers for reviews. Deal with it.
I was a tyrant.
Anyway. That's not important. What is important is the death, misery, and general sadness brought by episode. Oh wait, actually, it's episode 3. Never mind. Episode 2. We're talking about episode 2 first. I forgot.
Wrong
My bad.
notes.
It's fine. It's fine. I can do this. So episode 2, right? Nick, you want to start us off? What do you want to start talking about by episode 2? I should mention actually before we even do that, what we're going to be doing. Our plan is episode 2, and then we're going to talk about the contest winners, and then going on to episode 3. So if anybody here has not watched episode 3 of the anime yet, don't you worry. There'll be plenty of warning when we talk about that. If you guys want to hop out before then, if you have not watched the episode yet. But with that being said, Neku, take us away.
So, who here wanted another version of Twister to be involved in this anime? I know that I did, yet didn't. I think this is literally the 18th version of Twister that we have.
28th version of Twister. Get it right.
Whatever the number is, Twister has officially become the animation opening, which it looks good. The opening looks really good, but the pacing's a little off, and it's really throwing me off when I watch it, and certain musical highs don't connect with the animation. But maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm nuts. Mai, what do you think?
I don't know, like, I wasn't too attached to Teenage City Riot. I still love the song. Oh, Ahmed might get mad at me.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But I've always been very attached to Twister, so I really liked it. I'm very biased, but also Ahmed is biased too.
So
Stop
Here's the
taking
thing.
pot shots at each other.
this is no, it's not. That's it. This friendship is over, and this is now like a beneficial rivalry. That's what this is.
Beneficial rivalry. What a
It's simple.
description.
It's like
Someone
Dr.
start
Doofenshmirtz.
count. Someone in chat start counting every time these two start taking pot shots at each other. I want to count at the end of the episode.
This is she's like the Perry the Platypus to my Doofenshmirtz. All right,
Oh my
it's a
God.
very
At least
symbiotic
I'm the good guy,
relationship.
so.
That's what you think. Doofenshmirtz was right all along. I believe in him. But so here's the thing. I like Teenage City Riot a lot. I'm really upset. I'm really upset that it didn't work out. It's just like the universe heard that in TWEWY anime was happening, and that Twister wasn't the opening, and then the universe went, no. And then the day before, I think it was 2 days before the anime was supposed to come out.
2 days.
The scandal came out, and then we lost. This is why I don't believe in the saying, it's better to have loved than lost than never to have loved at all. Because I loved and I lost, and I don't feel good about it. So
No one does.
I'm upset, but Twister is pretty good too. It's just as well, like, it's obviously like, if you're like Neko, you're saying the pacing is off. That's because that opening was designed with Teenage City Riot in mind.
Yeah, it's just a really weird thing, and I know they had to adjust it really on the fly. They had a day to fix it, so I'm not mad about it.
So it is what it is. Funny enough, though, another thing, like, I like the visuals; they're pretty cool. There's a lot that's shown. There was a sneaky peeky thing that they showed in the end, though, at the very end of the opening.
Yeah, they showed feathers, and I didn't catch it on my first watch of the intro, but then opening, but then I watched it again. I was like, "Excuse me." I'm just like so glad that they did that, because it's just like such a good nod. It still just makes me question how the hell they're gonna make the secret reports a thing, but it just made me really happy. I know just a lot of people when they were just screaming about that on Twitter when they saw that.
Speaking of the secret reports, I have to wonder if they're even attempting to use the secret reports for anything, because my guess was going to be like a quick snippet at the end of the episode, like a very blurry image, but no, we haven't gotten anything like that.
It'll probably come. I imagine it'll come way later. Like, especially since I get the weird feeling. I get the weird feeling since like the. I won't spoil it, but considering how the episodes are going along, I get the weird feeling we're gonna get a couple extra episodes in the end, where they do some extra stuff that has nothing to do with the original game. So, my guess, if they were gonna do anything like that, it would probably do it then.
I was
Yeah.
going to bet that they were going to do episode 10 or episode 11 being A New Day, and then episode 12 being like the start of Neo. Because of the pacing that we're going, 3 days for it's 3 episodes per 7 days is the pacing we have right now. So they have 2 extra or 3 extra on top of it.
See, I'm still
Mhm.
hoping that they do another day. Because
You
you know,
want the 10 pin, Neku?
yes, okay. But also because I mean it's a parallel world. It's technically not canon, but technically it is canon because that's how this universe works. And that's where I mean that would tie into the secret reports. I mean Joshua went there at the end of week 2. And so it is it's still plot. So
It's still a
that's
real
what I'm
plot.
doing.
It's
Mhm.
still canon. It's just, not from our world canon. It gives me a headache, man.
I really do want to see what if they do implement 10 pin slammers, because I've always wondered how the hell that would work in real life.
Mhm.
They throw pins at each other. It's pretty obvious from the game. They just chuck pins at each other.
At each other?
Yes.
And what how do they do like the hammer? Does somebody just actually bring a physical hammer and just drop it on the
I
table?
wouldn't be surprised, dude.
There was this like meme I saw a long time ago of some TWEWY fans in cosplay that were like, okay, slam on, and they all played 10 pin, and there was just literally everyone had a pin, and they were just like moving it around on
Dude,
the
just
table.
like shoveling it across the table. I remember that. I remember seeing that video when I was younger.
It's just Beyblade without the blades, without the spinning, without any of the excitement of Beyblade. What if Beyblade but it was completely manual?
What if Beyblade was completely manual? That's a quote.
Speaking
Yes.
of memes, rip memes.
Where are they? Where are the memes? Where are my funny memes?
Look, man,
It's
I guess
sad.
Square Enix just wanted no part of the meme culture. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, for those, because I'm beginning to slowly learn that there's some newer fans watching this. If so, welcome. I'm sorry I spoiled everything for you. But the little messages that you can plant in people's heads to get through certain missions in the game, they don't exist anymore. They do. Like you can still imprint on people, but memes as they are known no longer exist.
Memes used to be specific keywords you could plant into someone's head to make them think about that specific word. They seem to have replaced it with just, hey, I'm going to implant this entire thought into your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they did with AGOG, trying to get everyone to look at the keyboard.
Speaking of stuff that didn't make it through, by the way, Reaper's Creepers.
Yeah,
Pure
rip
sadness.
The Ouija board.
Yeah, rip the Ouija board. I'm so sad.
Uh,
It's now Shiki just messiahs it up and puts a hand on both their heads and is like, "You will be fine now, children," and they're kind of fine afterwards.
it's very interesting with that day because the person that we learned about memes, like we picked up a meme from for the first time, was the Makoto's boss, Reaper Creeper Man. Is just what I call him because I can't forget him. I don't even know if he has a name.
I don't know if he has a name.
I don't think he does. I think he's just Makoto's boss. He's not there. Which is odd. Makoto is still in the episode, but he's just he's not. We don't rip the mission.
Yeah,
Rip
much
the
more of a-
entire mission.
Yeah.
now the pins are being spread by I can never pronounce his name properly. How do you pronounce it properly, Neku?
Just say the prince.
AGOG?
I think that's it.
The Prince son? AGOG? Speaking of that, dude, Neku has a problem with Prince figures, is my new headcanon. Because every time OG did something, he made some of the best faces I have ever seen in animation. His annoyed expressions were so fucking funny.
They were great. I made them instantly into gifs.
He's so.
I
beautiful.
I literally have the twitching eyebrow as my Discord icon right now.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, the faces are, God, it's so good. It's just,
Expressions,
like,
expressions of this is great.
it is like it's the thing this anime portrays really well, which is emotions. This game portrays emotions in certain parts super well. Like that's the thing. Like we'll see even more when we sort of continue and talk more about the anime. Is that while the moments that do really well in the game don't show as well here, this anime has its own moments that it does super well. Because it's really impressive. Moving on here. One thing that's really like was quite interesting about the anime is that like Neko uses new pins every couple of days, but he never kind of shows you how he gets them. He just kind of has them. Like he just kind of got this. Like it's not even like a explanation like in the game where Shiki hands him a bunch. They're just kind of there. Which is weird.
The only assumption I have about it is every time he kills a noise, he gets new pins. But the issue with that is he doesn't get the pins he would get from those noise. He gets a bunch of unbranded pins most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really confusing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's also pins are like they're using pins very liberally. And like they're being very liberal with what these pins can actually do. Like you got a sword pin? Sure, I guess it could propel you up in the air if you really want to. Like
uppercut 30 feet in the air to get on top of a sign.
Yeah, why not?
It bothers me that we never like physically see the pins.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
We do see the pins when he uses them. We do get that flash of the pin on the screen.
Yeah, but we don't like in whatever, I can't even remember what day they made it in the anime. I think it was day 5 where they're at the Wall Reaper and they pull out the pins and they're like, "Let me see what pins you got." And it's just Neku has his 2 player pins. In the game, I like that he like it showed all the pins that he had at the time. Well, technically, of course.
It's definitely weird. That and the key pin still confuses me. Like we talked about this on the last episode. That key pin is breaking my brain, dude.
I mean, it's definitely just to get rid of those missions so that it moves faster.
Hey, you see this wall? Hey, you have that key pin from the Random Reaper guy? Cool, keep moving.
Huh? That's the thing. So it feels like that was just used as a plot device for that moment. Like whoever won that day is who gets to beat the mission the next day when those walls appear. But that just means that we're probably not going to see key pins in week 3 like we used to. They must really change up week 3.
I think we still will, because like there's different levels of them.
Yeah, there's up to level 5, which I wonder how they're gonna handle that during week 3, or is Neku gonna start getting them during each week?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I mean, it might be completely different because, like, again, this is the episode 2 is the episode where like they really, really changed a lot of stuff up, and we haven't even gotten to like the big stuff they changed yet. But goddamn, there's some stuff that they changed in here that it's a doozy. it's a doozy. But continuing on here. No hot stuff, dude. It's totally gnarly. It's unreal, bro. Where did it go?
It's all gone.
Memes be dead, my dude. Memes are just dead.
Just gone. Just straight up gone.
It's one of my favorite moments from the first week is just come get some hot stuff. Dude slides in towards him. Hot stuff, slides in more. Get some, slides in more. I'll take it, goes away.
That's one of my favorite things to watch when I see lots like streamers go through it, because they're always just making such a great spectacle out of it. They're just always, it's so fun to watch, and it's always just been fun, even just going through it the first time.
It's something that really it makes me sad because some of the more characterful moments that we got in the game are being completely excluded. And I know it's because of a time constraint, but some of this stuff is such cool character moments for not the main cast, and that's impressive to me.
That is true. It's almost like every chapter sometimes had its own like little mini protagonist. But not anymore.
Nope. Sadness are us.
But yes, it's like I guess that's that. Also, apparently, there's a couple of like visual references in this episode to like different stuff that happened in the game. Like apparently, Neku's air dodge was from the game.
So this is something I picked up on. I actually went back and played the Switch version to make sure of this. When Neku is dodging the hedgehogs by jumping into the air before he punches them in the face with a giant fireball, he actually does the dodge pose that if you go across the screen really quickly, like when he jumps across the screen, it was the exact same pose. And it was a really neat reference to catch if you were looking for it.
You hadn't explained that to me before, so that's actually really cool.
It's not something that a lot of people are going to notice. It's like those little things for people that are really digging and trying to find all the little nuggets of information. I'm waiting to see a pig noise at some point, to be honest.
No.
That's going to be what's going to throw me for a loop.
It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Now,
see one in week 3, like, so that's how you get a key pin. This is how you level up. You guys need some help. Here's a pig noise.
Just week 3, day 2. You guys are playing tag, but I need you to kill this pig.
just real quick. So here's one thing that I noticed. Since we talk about stuff we noticed, I noticed that sometimes, like when you're looking at people in the RG, when you're in the UG, they kind of have this like it's almost like an effect, like you had 3D glasses on, right? Like it's like a dual layer thing that they have going on, which is it's kind of a neat, cool effect. It's a cool thing that they have in the episode, but that's not the big thing in the episode that threw me for a loop. There's a lot of things in this episode that drove me that was like, huh, that's cool, or that's interesting, or whoa, that's super different. There's one thing in the episode that made me scream, and so there's a wall reaper, right, in the episode. So I'm like, Shiki walks up, like, oh my god, my key pin, and then the wall opens. The goddamn reaper is wearing a face mask, and his hoodie has a chain, just like Neku's appearance in the trailer. And I refuse to believe that it has to mean something. It has to mean something. It drove me nuts. It has to mean something.
It's such a deliberate redesign that I'm just like, what the hell?
As someone who looks for the tiny shit like that, I still don't agree with you. Because we were discussing this when we first made, when he first made the thing he pointed out, because we were watching it together. He was like, he looks like Neku! And I'm like, dude, everyone wears face masks.
No, okay, hold up. Hold the fucking where in the original game was there face masks? We literally started seeing face masks in the game when Neo came out and we saw
level 2
Rindo.
and 3 Reapers in week 3 wear face masks.
What? No. Since when?
If you're talking the guys in black hoodies, those Reapers, they have a bandana
bandana,
over their mouth.
Okay.
That is that right there is extremely deliberate. The face mask and the chain.
Literally see.
Then my question for you is Rindo a Reaper?
No. That was one of my original theories a while ago, back before the new trailer. But
because Rindo is also wearing a mask.
Well,
but he's not wearing the hoodie with the chain. My current theory is that Neku is either a Reaper or trying to fit in with Reapers when we see him in the trailer. That is my current guesstimation. Because
I need more information.
No, I'm. You know what? People are gonna clip this and they're gonna be like, "Man, Ahmed, you're so wacky and you're so far-reaching." And then they're gonna clip this and they're gonna send this back to me when I'm right. They're like, "Man, you really are the most wise and knowledgeable of the TWEWY community." It'll happen. And then that day I might show mercy upon them. Might
show mercy.
Maybe, if they're lucky. Shiki. What about her, Mai? Talk to me about Shiki.
So she makes this comment, okay, about Neku's 2-player pins. And she's like, I don't know, maybe it's just used to stop a bullet. and I'm just like, excuse me. So that's just like a reference for two things, because yeah, it does technically stop a bullet in week 3, day 7, when it, Neku didn't get possessed by the freaking red skull pins. So it helps him there, but it dodged a bullet. But it's just the irony in how he got it by not dodging a bullet. So that just threw me.
It's really strong.
It was definitely a strong point towards either one, I will fully admit it, but it was still that realization of Shiki being like, oh, it'll help you dodge a bullet sometime. And I was like, why are you predicting the future? Can you stop? Can you stop? Stop trying to tear out my heart in the second episode, please.
No, not possible. This anime has no mercy. It'll just open up your heart and it'll start stabbing. Like this anime will show no mercy upon your soul, which we'll get to pretty soon. So Prince is actually a bit different, I think, in the anime. He's a bit different than his appearance in the games. Like, he doesn't have the jacket for sure. Even his face looks a little different.
He looks such like a baby. It threw me for a loop. It was so like, yeah, the jacket. I was like, what is so like? I know this is the prince, but why does he look so weird? And I was like, oh my god, it's the jacket. Like, and it was just like, man, he looks so soft now. He is also different. Like, it might have just been the localization, but he, like, when we meet him for the first time, he came off like kind of rude. And judged Neku on his outfits.
Spicy tuna roll.
Spicy tuna roll. But yeah. My friend was he's blind to The Old Ones with You completely, and he unfortunately won't play the game. But I was able to convince him to watch the anime, and so he sees the prince. He's like, all he's doing is drinking water. And he was like, I think this guy's important. I think he might be a Reaper or something. And I'm like, okay. And then we get to later in the episode, which I will scream about more in a bit, okay? Where there's a snap that happens. And so he's like, oh my god, that was the prince guy. He's God. And I'm like, no. I had to mute. I was just dying.
With all of us knowing the context of who the hell was on the screen and realizing how many people hadn't played the game and saw that scene, there are so many people that have white, weird hair in this anime just because of the saturation on the screen. Like, I don't know what to do about it. Everyone's not going to know who it is. I'm like, I'm okay with this, but also this asshole.
I honestly think it's subtle enough that people won't know. Like, it's just, the thing is, if you know, you know. Like, we know, right? So it's obvious to us. But I think if you're completely new to the anime, it won't be super obvious who did that. And that's just based purely off the people who I know who haven't played the game and have seen that and just don't have a guess.
Yeah, I was just really nervous with my friend because he knows my favorite character in this game. He doesn't know who he is, but he's seen me talk about him and post about him before, and so I was scared that he was gonna see that hair and be like, "Hey, Mai, what's going on here?" But no, he didn't. We got him.
Your friend is. I can't tell if your friend is really lucky or really unobservant.
Yes.
He's my okay. I have two friends that are watching the anime. One of them is the one that hasn't he started The World Ends With You but hasn't finished it. He's observant. I'm sure he'll see it, and also I feel like he ruined the game for himself. I'm pretty sure he spoiled himself because a while ago he made jokes, and I was like,
Okay.
And it was all to spite me. But I'm thinking that that was a while ago. I think he's honestly forgotten because I also didn't say if any of it was accurate or not. But yeah, he's the one I'm nervous about with Joshua. But the other one, this guy who thinks that Prince is God, he's not really observant. So But I'm just glad that he didn't catch on.
Moral of the story: cut off all your friends who don't play TWEWY. That's it.
You know?
None of them are worth it. Like it's fine. You either play TWEWY or you don't deserve me. It's done.
The funny thing
Girlfriends,
is, you were about to say that, and
husbands,
I really
wives.
expect you to make a Joshua joke.
Nah. It's just anybody who don't know. Just your dog. Just everybody needs to play this game before Neo comes out. This is your mission, peoples. Speaking of mission, when we get to the mission and the end of the mission, and people are looking up at the screen. Oh boy! So, we get to the end of the mission on the end of the first day. We get a good old guy who I keep forgetting the name of. God, I keep forgetting.
Makoto?
No, Megumi. There you go.
Okay.
We get his noise symbol hovering up the screen, and then my man goes in on everybody. He just starts shooting out rays and killing people willy nilly. And like everybody's been taken over.
I think every player died except for Neku, Shiki, Bean, and Rhyme. I think every player died.
Every other player died.
Yeah.
And then we get our Joshua doing this like finger snap, and then it's all gone.
No.
I love that moment. Because like that's like the big moment for me that I was like, oh, I have to watch this. It went from like a cool sort of, oh, this is a neat thing for us to watch before Neo, to this is now essential viewing because they're fundamentally changing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that they're being so aggressive with the struggle in the game being played between Megumi and Joshua, and how aggressive and how many rules Megumi seems to be breaking very blatantly. It's gonna make for such an interesting watch.
Yeah, I of course I love the original game, but I actually really am like so excited about this, because like you don't really see them struggling and like fighting throughout the weeks until like it's just a couple certain points, like not really until like the end, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just so exciting. I screamed.
The second day 4 ended and Megumi's noise popped up. My immediate panic response was, what happened to only the game master can directly attack players? That actually terrified me, because, he's the final boss. He's going to murder people. And I was like, are we, is this it? Are we done? Are we getting a new story after this? No, everyone survived, luckily, but I was really scared.
I was scared too, but yeah, when that snap happened, I was just like, I've never been so glad for Joshua to interfere.
Oh god, oh yeah. Joshua saves the day again, guys.
Add it to the counter.
Yay. He did it.
Hey, he
so
had
happy about
ulterior
it.
motives, but yeah, he wouldn't have done that, honestly, if it wasn't to save Neku.
No, I honestly, I have to wonder if he did it because Neku was involved, or he did it because Megumi was breaking the rules.
I honestly just think it's because Neku was involved. At that point, he had he just not giving a damn about anything else.
Yeah, he shows like later on that he doesn't really care for other people's lives.
He doesn't, but he cares about his own rules.
That too. I think he does care about the rules a little bit, but I mean, he broke the rules a bit too.
Well, yeah, because that's what happened during the end of week 2, and the reason why Neku had to do a 3rd week.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a mix between, oh, my proxy's about to get murdered by someone breaking the rules, and oh, you're breaking the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
it's
Go ahead.
You just have to wonder, how did Megs react to that? He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, my boss is still around. Who knows? Also, doesn't this, it's I have to think about this a little bit, because when you see the flashback at the end of week 3, day 7, and it's Joshua explaining he's going to lower his power level to enter the RG so he can't mess with the game, how much power he still has in his regular form by being able to do that.
Exactly. That. It's just like, oh my god. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah.
I mean, he's still
he's
like
supposed to be downtuned.
sure, but he even then like he's like there's moments in the game where you like whenever he's like oh whatever snaps fingers and like angels and beams of light come down and shit. Like it's not like he doesn't have access to any of those powers. I don't think. I think he's just like he's very much put on the power inhibitors.
I think there's a difference between summoning angels and screen wiping Megumi.
He really just snapped his fingers and like got rid of the entire problem and erased everything that happened. Just turned back time. Just it didn't happen. For like the RG. That just doesn't seem like something that he would. I don't know. It's just
It's a
very odd that he was
terrifying
able to
it's
do
a
it.
terrifying realization where you kind of go, "Oh, the composer's a problem."
Yeah, it's. I mean, again, this is what I'm really looking forward to because it's a really cool aspect of the game that they brought up. I love it. I love this scene. There's a lot of scenes I love from here on out. This is a big one because it's new, it's fresh for everybody, it's different, and it keeps you very excited for what happens next. Speaking of scenes that are done extremely well in the anime, let's talk about Eri and Shiki, guys. Let's talk about the first of many gut punches this anime delivers.
It hurt. They
Yeah.
handle it so well.
Just
But
it hurt.
it made
End
me-
scene. Move on.
Yeah.
Oh hell no, we gotta get you in tears, my man.
Don't
gotta get-
don't do that. Don't do that.
got-
Please don't do that.
We gotta do it for the content.
For the content, really? You want me to cry because of content? Fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, I'll make my friends cry for the content. No, not really. Please don't quote me on that.
Wow.
Wow.
It's no, okay, all right. Just talk about Arishiki, Mai, for God's sake.
It was so cute. They honestly, I thought that they handled it better here than in the game. It was just you can really see the emotion between them. And just oh god, it just really made me just really sad. And then it just like breaks off, and then Shiki's like, "Oh, I want to return to life, so I can make clothes with Eri." And then I know that Ahmed was just that's what you broke actually, because you were like, "Oh, sad," and then you started laughing.
No, but it's like,
That.
all right, before we get to that, because like it's important. That scene is super emotional and super touching, and I liked it a lot. And I think the crying adds a lot to it because there's no real crying sprites in the game except for one character. There's actually multiple. Actually, wait, never mind. We completely messed that up. There's actually multiple crying scenes in the game. I just
Oh my
realized
god, man.
there's definitely more than just beat. We messed that up. But the crying does a lot for it. It's very well paced. It's very emotional. The voice acting in it is very well done. But then Shiki hits me with a line of, "Oh, I really want to go back to life now," and Neku just pulls the biggest what this ever, and I lost it. I couldn't contain myself because I completely forgotten that he doesn't know that he's dead at this point. And it's just the face that he pulls. It got me really hard.
Yeah, he paused
It was really
the
funny.
stream and was just cracking up. I was like, dude, there's like literally 2 more seconds. Just keep going.
Going back to the Eri Shiki scene, I think the point that really caught me was when Eri walked through Shiki and it lined their faces up. That was a moment of, wow, you are not selling short that they're the exact same person. You are about to punch some people in the gut.
Of course, it's an anime. It's gonna invoke emotion, and emotion was certainly invoked. The scene was done super well, and then Neku does the I'm dead. It's just really funny. It's just I always find it like the scene before is really touching and really emotional, but it's just the realization on it is it's pretty well done. But Neku was like, "Oh God, I'm dead," and then the ending plays for the first time. Really good ending. I really like the ending song. It's Carpe Diem. Carpe diem.
Carpe
Carpe
diem.
diem?
Mm.
I think it's
I don't know,
Carpe Diem.
Yeah, carpe diem.
That one.
It's- Yeah.
That one. I'm not gonna attempt it. That one. Carpe
It's been
Diem is
yeah.
is a bop and a half. It definitely fits the overall feel of the world with you, which makes me really happy. It kind of reminds me of Lullaby for You, not in like a pacing sense, but like it fits the aesthetic sense.
Hmm.
And it has some really, really interesting art tied to it, and it's very nice to see.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of art, hold on. We have live and direct. Look, it's like we have stuff prepared in advance. Look at that. This is the Twitter for the wonderful artist that did the art for the ending, who is apparently a TWEWY fan beforehand. She got involved in the project. Like it's pretty sick. Look, she's even selling art. This one's with you related. Look at that. Good stuff. Yeah, no, she did the art for the ending. And it's super good. Also, in case you all started panicking like I did, this whole ring within the iris thing, which I originally thought was a thing referencing Final Remix and, you know, Hype Chan, etc. It's just her art style. It has nothing to do with actual lore. Stop digging into stuff so deep, guys. Come on, sheesh. But yeah, look at
Poor Tsugumi. She's always just gonna be called Hype Chan.
Well, yeah, the name just stinks. Also, apparently, this is a he, not a she.
Oopsie doopsie. He. My bad. He. My bad. I can't read the pronouns in Japanese. I'm going to put I'll share the link around somehow. But
they apparently, I was talking to Floral Laurels, our artist. Apparently, Flora's been watching them for a long time, and they actually announced a few months ago they were doing a side project they weren't allowed to talk about, and then the ending came out, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is what you were doing."
NDA, man. NDA. They don't mess around. But yeah, they gave everybody battle poses, even Rhyme put it in the ending. It was super good. I really like the song. It has a really good vibe to it. I like it. I'm very happy with the ending. We at least have that. And that's basically the end of the episode. The only other thing that that's significantly different from this thing is two things. First of all, we lost the sewing scene, which is big sad.
No pants, no pantsing scene.
I wanted to see it, but it's fine. We can play the game for that.
Off now.
No.
And that. Also, Rhyme stayed alive this episode, but you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Rhyme survived day 4. Excuse me. How did Rhyme survive day 4? I am so confused. I'm so worried. I just I'm happy about it because they do give a lot of air for Rhyme to breathe. She becomes more of a character in this sense. She has more time to shine and talk and really connect with us as the audience. And I think they do really well with it. But also, it threw me off when we hit day 4 and there was no get to Tower Records mission. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, really, like this. The thing is about this episode, right? And this is the thing I noticed is that this episode tells me, okay, this is not the game. This is not the original game. Like you don't just they're not just gonna recreate stuff from the game. They're gonna do all kinds of new stuff. So I don't want to keep comparing back to the game anymore. Even though there's some stuff that's lost. It's unfortunate, like stuff like the pan scene and some of the other scenes. Like it's unfortunate that they're not gonna be shown in the anime. But again, stuff like the Neku, the Shiki and Eri scene, like scenes like that is what we get in exchange. It's really good, really emotional, really hard-hitting scenes that deliver emotion that can't really be delivered in the DS game as much because of sprites and stuff.
I completely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think like if we can all give our just reviews of the episode here and say anything that we wanted to say if we missed anything. This is the episode that sold me on the anime. it's just everything about it. The music, the action, which was also really solid. The emotion was kind of hit me out of nowhere, thus making stuff super different. The fact that Neku's a Reaper now, maybe, possibly, potentially, question mark, a Reaper, or disguised that one as one. I'm not letting that go. That's my theory, damn it.
I'm gonna let you have it, but when it's not true, I'm gonna slap you upside the head.
I don't like you say when. You say if, all right? Or when you're proven correct. That's their only two options.
No, there's a third option. It's called when.
In conclusion, it's a good episode. I really liked it. I was really happy with it. How'd you feel about episode 2?
It was significantly better than episode 1.
Yeah.
Just plain and simple. It got, like, what we've been saying is that it was a lot. They nailed the emotion in this. It made me laugh so many times with everything with the prince and just how Neku was reacting. And then that snap is what killed me. I paused the episode. I was just dying. And then
it was like 3 frames, and it wasn't even his full face, and that's all it took.
I don't care. Yes,
that's all it took.
That's all it took. Yes, okay. I see Joshua. I'm gonna freak out. Okay, you know I do.
Add it to the counter. Add it to the counter. Moving on.
That could have been Bee from Pokemon, and you were like, "Oh my God, it's Joshua."
No, I know what it's Joshua.
Okay.
Sassiest snap.
let my love her favorite character. Let's leave it at that.
Absolutely not. Never.
Add it to the counter.
All right.
I just wanted really like that they are making. Yeah, they should have hit him better. Because his hair is distinct, but I mean, I don't know. Some people, obviously, my friend didn't understand, but I like that he's appearing in every episode so far. It's just like a little tiny frame because we saw him in day 1 and we saw him in day 2, and then we'll discuss it more later. But we saw him in day 3. I mean, well, episode 3. Sorry, I was saying days.
Yeah, you're fine. I can definitely say the pacing of this episode is a lot better. It felt a lot more natural, and it didn't feel very jarring from the first episode. I will always say the first episode was way too fast, because when you get to the choking scene of day 2 halfway through the episode with no emotional buildup, that's really quick. And I didn't like how fast it was going. When we slowed down for this episode and started connecting with the characters more, you know, the big thing about all the characters being connected and being human and seeing that, it makes it really nice. It makes it very much easier to digest and easier to get a hold of who the characters are and to remember them. And it makes me really happy.
That is something actually like I didn't touch on, but you made a really good point. The pacing from here on out feels right. I don't know what the hell's going on in episode 1. It was way too fast. But yeah, it's good to see that they did some course correction later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's our views on episode 2, the anime. Really good. We're all pretty happy about it. We all screamed for different reasons.
A lot of screaming.
In other news, for any of you who are still here waiting for the pin contest results, we'll get to that. Hold on to your hats. Because before we do talk about the pin contest, we first got to talk about these new character profiles that just came out. Let's talk about them. Let me
well, they came out a couple weeks ago,
but they have been translated I think last week.
Yes, I think so.
There was character profiles for Shoka, Uzuki, and Karia. And so I guess I'll just like read them out. Shoka.
Let's not, for the sake of time, because we're kind of running behind schedule.
Yeah.
I think we'll just cover like the main points. I'll link this in chat for people who want to read this in full. I think there's only one big point about this that we should talk about, right?
Yeah. Karia and Uzuki are no longer partners. It makes me so sad.
It's actually really sad. Those two complement each other really well.
Yeah. I know she
Mhm.
wanted her promotion, but I thought she got over it at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So,
Apparently not. Apparently
Apparently
she
not.
wanted it so bad that she's willing to leave him behind.
he's
It
still
explains his
around,
comment. It explains his comment in the English trailer of, I actually have to do my job this time.
Oh. Yeah.
I think yeah, no, they're no longer part. I think the other piece of information that's there that might be of some curiousness is Shoka's jacket is confirmed to be from a brand called Gato Nero. So if suspicions are true and that is the brand that Shiki works for now, it's called Gato Nero, so it could be her own brand because it just literally translates to black cat. So you
Yep.
know, I don't know. I'm not a linguist, but you know, it's not difficult. So yeah, that could be a thing. It is really sad though about Karya and Uzuki.
Good Team Rocket.
Rip Team Rocket. especially after the newest episode as well. Like it hurts even harder.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them.
Hell yeah. But I think that's all there is to say about that, right? Do you
There really
want to
wasn't much
talk?
else.
Do you want to talk about? Okay, well, let's lead this on to the main event for some people, as it were. That's my fanfare. So, as you know, we are all admins of the Neck vs Smash account, and very recently we've had a very important milestone. Isn't that right, Myra Zed?
Yes. Wow, full name. Okay, that's weird.
Just go with it. Don't lose composure. Go, do it.
Okay, we hit 1,000 followers on Twitter.
Hey. I'm sorry. I have to celebrate. I had to celebrate.
Yes. So, like I said, we had a custom pin contest design that ran for the past 2 weeks. It was announced in the last episode of the podcast. And we got a lot of great submissions, and but yeah, we had to pick 3 winners, and so we are going to discuss those. But just saying it first that after this episode, next episode, all the pins that have been entered will be showcased in the fan art that circulate. Just go through the slideshow during the like starting soon screen of the podcast stream, and it'll also show at the end. So I think without further ado, let's just announce the winners.
You want to announce the winners, or you want to go through these first?
Oh well, yeah, actually, let's do that.
Let's go through these first. There's a lot of things. I think we're gonna talk about about our favorites, and then talk about our personal favorites, and then announce the winners. Yeah, or do you want to? That all cool with you?
Just fine with me.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. Let's begin by there's a lot of really cool pins. We've kind of we all have our personal preferences. We'll go through all of them. So any 3 of these could be the winner. You don't know that yet, so you guys can come to your own conclusion. I'd love to see who and what people say, what they think won. Starting off by the first pin named Sakura. We're not gonna spend dwell too much on these right now. We're just gonna sort of go through them. Who used a brand called Hana High, which I believe is a brand in the new game, right?
No, I think it's a custom brand. I don't remember seeing Hana High in the Neo trailer.
Yes, and this was submitted by Firerox39 on Discord, and it is beautiful. It is so pretty. Look at it. It's probably one of the prettiest pins visually that we've gotten out of the bunch.
I love this aesthetic. I'm a sucker for cherry blossom aesthetic, just in general. Sakura blossom, whatever you want to call it. It's very, very pretty. And if you ever see it in real life, it will change you for the better. I swear. It is so good.
Yeah, I'm just going off of that. I love cherry blossoms as well, so I just need to be extremely happy to see it. It's just really well done. It was one of the first submissions. I was like, oh my god, this contest was a good idea.
Yeah,
we got to see this.
Got us off to a strong start, and got us off to an equally strong start is Niku Neku submitting Perfect Chaos, which is an unbranded pin with the effect of slash down to summon a line of explosive explosions around you. And this one also looks like this looks like something that could be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a pin like I would use.
My favorite thing about it is just the effect. I'm a sucker for swipe up and swipe down pins in either version of the game. So if you swipe down and Neku, I can imagine Neku landing and slamming his fist into the ground, and a cone of fire just shoots across the screen. Looks so cool in my head. It makes me want to see it actually happen.
Yeah, it's super cool. I also like the name of this hike, Fire Roads. I like it, or Fire Road S rather. If I wasn't a fool.
Yeah.
Mai, did you have a favorite part of the pen?
You guys covered it. It just it really fits in with the aesthetic of the game. Like yeah. And it like displays like that's what I like. Not all pins like display exactly like what it can do, but you see the fire and it's in a row, and that's what the psych does.
Excellent. Continuing on here, we have as submitted by your good friends at TWEWY. We have it is called Brainwave. It's called Brainwave. I remember, right? It's fine. It's what it is. That is what the pin looks like. Pyrokinesis, and drag enemies or obstacles, inflicts damage on contact. So it's one of the draggy pins, as it were. I believe it's called. I believe it is called Brainwave, which was I said earlier. It's simple. It's to the point. It works.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of telekinesis and the brain. What do you guys think?
I'll let Mai go first.
It's a brain. I mean,
It's a brain. That's simple as that.
I mean, it's called Brainwave. I would be disappointed if it wasn't just a brain. But I like the, if you could pull up the psych, I like that. It like I like the pins that you can use to drag.
It's actually called
enemies and stuff.
Mastermind. My
Should have checked.
it's actually called Mastermind.
You said
It's-
Brainwave a second
Yeah, I
ago,
know.
so I'm gonna just call you out on that.
Cover me. No. It's
Moving
fine.
on.
No one heard me. It's fine.
Moving on.
Moving right along. Oh, and that's DMB, which is also cool. Moving right along from my member.
Twitter crash.
Okay, it's fine. Nothing happened. So, next pin. This one is called Noise Absorption. I remember this having a really cool psych. The pin passively absorbs the negative emotions given off by noise, making the wearer more negative the more noise builds up, which is cool because negative emotions is what noise feed off of, I believe.
There's a second
Yeah.
part of the ability, bud.
Do you want to do this? You want to do this, or you want to keep complaining?
You want to do it
This
right?
is- you want,
Oh.
It's no, stop. Where's the commit? Oh yeah, on command, the wearer can release the negative emotions that build up a powerful wave attack in a ring around them. The more noise builds up, the more powerful the attack. There we go.
And that's
Which
why
is
I
really
wanted you
cool.
to finish it, because that's my favorite part of the pin. The fact that you
Right.
can draw noise in, and I assume it kind of eats the noise, and then it explodes outward in a powerful blast. That's really cool.
It is.
What are you thinking, Mai?
I mean, you said it. It has a really cool psych. And I like the name. So yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna have to move through these because we are going through this. Twitter, what the hell? Okay, it's fine. Annex draws, which by golly, the boy does draw. He draws stupid good. Entering with a Zone Breaker, an unbranded pin with the psych to tap empty space to stun enemies for a few seconds. Has potential to deal HP drain. Mai, talk to me. What do you think? How you feeling?
I really love the design of the pin. It's just like, I don't know, it's just really cool. I don't know, it's just like, it's like dark and edgy, and so like you can see the clock and a rose and the thorns. So it's just cool. how with it just kind of goes with what the psych does.
Yeah. Neku.
I completely agree. The design of this pin is sick. I'm not sure if I've seen anything else like it in the game, and that's what really made it stand out to me.
Agreed. Moving on swiftly, we have Twitter being a massive hot hop to be specific, which was submitted by Red Tendo. I like that name. Hot hop, unbranded. Description is drag across an empty space to create a wall of fire, inflicts damage on contact. So it's like one of the basic fire events in the game. I actually quite like it. I think it's pretty aesthetically pleasing. I like the colors. I like the shapes. I like the pattern in the back. It's nice. It's nice. Even some of the like frills that are on the top of it kind of hint at fire. It's nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely was a sucker for pyrokinesis. The very useful against pig noise.
Yeah.
What did you think, Neku?
Straight up, it's a drag fire pin, probably one of the best abilities early on in the game, just because it murders anything in its path, and I love those pins because of that. It's a good pin.
Yes, it is.
Is Twitter gonna refresh again?
No, because we have an entrance from Discord. Lawrence from Discord presents to us this glorious pin inspired by Jet Set Radio.
That's my assumption. Just saying, it's my assumption.
Someone in the Discord, this person, they did ask if they could do it off of another game, and it was Jet Set Radio. So it is.
Oh, cool.
Radio.
This one's really awesome. I like this one a lot. So Scaling Spray, it's unbranded, and it has the effect of Paralyzer, which is draw a circle on the screen to paralyze enemies with a spray. They will slow down after recovering from paralysis. What do you guys think?
I'm a sucker for Jet Set Radio. I saw the can and I started beating my desk, and I was just like, why is Jet Set Radio my Roll This With You game? Please, gimme, I want this pin. And that was the short of it.
I really like the psych, because you don't, like, we went through and looked through the pins in the game, and we couldn't find any pins that did, like, a paralysis, when it's, like, I mean, there are stun pins, but, like, not quite like this when you, draw a circle and they slow down and they are stunned for a bit.
It's looking back and realizing it now, it's actually a reference to spraying the enemies in Jet Set Radio, and it stuns and or slows them down. So it's an even deeper reference. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. No, I this one is really hype for me. I like this one a lot. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Twitter. So, next up from Cat Stalker, we have Effigy, or Effigy.
Effigy.
It's a brand
You
from
bullied us
Heavenly.
for 3
It's Class
episodes.
B.
It's our turn.
It's Class B. And in the last 6 seconds, tap the spin to create a temporary Neku lookalike that attracts the attention of enemies, which is very unique. I don't think we have that ability in the game, and I like it a lot. I like this one. I keep saying I like it a lot, but I do. These ones are super great. It has a very unique style to it that I'm quite fond of. What do you guys think?
I never thought I would want a pin in the game that didn't exist. And then I realized that fighting boss noise and having a fake Neku on the field would change my strategy so much. And I went, I need it. I need it.
Yeah, I really like the pin. It's really great. It just reminds me of the psychedelic fox noise, because that it would bring up a fake Neku that would attack you with a freaking fox mask.
You mentioned the fox noise. I started having war flashbacks. Let's move on.
Oops. Sorry if I triggered anyone's PTSD.
No, probably just me. Probably just me.
Nah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, this I mean I really like this. I also bonus points for the template that they have put down. Next up, Kamiyasi, who submitted a Jupiter of the Monkey pin. which is called Marionetto. Yes.
I think it's Marionito, yeah.
Yeah, Marionito. The psyche is possession, and description is repeatedly tap noise to put them under our spell. Possessed noise will attack other noise for a short time. I'm really sorry, I'm bad at reading. What do you guys think?
I like the I don't know why, I just like the idea of pins that like possess. I don't know. It's just a very cool thing. I don't know, that's all I gotta say. It's just
it's super interesting to see how many people made effects that aren't in the game that make me want them. And possession, like being able to tell a noise, hey, go beat up your buddies, would be such a cool ability to have. And it really fits Jupiter the Monkey's aesthetic because of the coloring and how the pin is designed. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I particularly like the sort of the I don't know what it's called, but like the little thing that they use to control dolls. I don't know what it's called, but like the strings and the the crosshair they're using to move them. I really like that aesthetic. It's very aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. Now we have a late entrant to this one. It's Rocket Barrel's my boy. So I decided to cut him some slack and let him enter the contest before even though things were done. So we have a Sheep Heavenly pin here called Crab Squeeze. And it is one of the sweeper pins. So it's one of those pins that you hold down on the screen and it collects enemies together. Probably my favorite effect in the entire game, if I'm being honest with you. I love that
Black hole effect.
It's the best because then you can just bring enemies together and just get them all with a bunch of swipes. Not in color, but honestly, it fits the theme a lot and it's very aesthetically pleasing. What do you guys think?
It may not be in color, but like I can like envision how I would color it, and just it's like a shell and then the crab, and it's fits the brand, and it's just like a cute little crab, and that's Sheep Heavenly does that a lot with like putting the animals into their pins.
I really enjoy, like, you see a crab inside of a snail shell. I see a whirlpool sucking a crab in, and it fits the black hole aesthetic, and that makes me smile.
Yeah, there's a lot to this one that is super cool. Now we have one of the other later entrants. Not late, this one was on time, but we have here by Zesp. My bad if I pronounced that incorrectly. We have Revolution, the Jupiter the Monkey pin that has slash enemy at a distance away. Neku will move in for a horizontal swipe. Keep slash and finisher. So this is one of the slash pins. But oh golly goodness, I love this one. This one's great. What do you guys think?
I am a sucker for slash pins.
I think we all are. I think all three of us are just like, give me slash.
Yeah, I mean I don't want to say that the easiest to use, but they are for me at least, and they just get the work done. When it comes to games, I like playing melee because I just like just spam and just get it done. I feel satisfaction from just beating someone up, and that's what I get when I use slash pins.
Hell yeah, spoken like a true Joshua
I think
fan.
my favorite thing of this actually isn't the effect, it's the art. Because I look at it and it's kind of like a circular design where the pin keeps bringing you back to the center with the X on top of the orb, and it just keeps sucking you back in, and it just looks really, really good.
Yeah,
it really fits the brand.
It's also like even though circle is like not something that is usually used in those pins, like it's really the colors are really balanced, the shapes are really nice. It's I love it. I love this one a lot. Continuing on here, another Discord. I think we have uno mas after this one. I think we have one more after this one. Enters by Max Avil.
Axel.
Max Max Axel. Jeez, sorry, my bad. Fadeaway Vendetta, which is with the brand Hipsnake, which effect is touch an empty space to teleport to that location while leaving a physical illusion in your place. The illusion will shatter in 3 seconds and send projectiles at all directions. The illusion explodes prematurely if attacked by either the player or an enemy. God damn, that is the coolest effect I think I've read in all of these.
I want it to exist.
I have never wanted a pin more than that effect. Just imagine placing all 3 of them instantly and shooting with like a lightning rook and just watching chaos appear. I have never wanted a pin effect more than this.
God, it's so neat. It's such a neat concept. I like also the design a lot. So like the colors fit a lot in with Hipsnake, but also it adds this like dash of chaos that you don't see in those pins usually. That's like, you can tell that it's a Hipsnake pin, but it also is just so different and striking that it just drags your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's it.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. All right.
So it was extremely difficult going through all these and trying to pick a winner. We were really stuck between a couple of them. But at the end of the day, I think we know who our 3 winners are. So, while I do it, if I can get a drum roll, please. What winner? Remind people what the winner of this gets.
We picked 3 winners, and each of the 3 winners gets a $20 gift card of their choosing. We'll be in contact after this podcast.
Oh yeah! Now, without further ado, here are your winners.
Everyone mute, let the video play.
There it is. There it is, and there we go. Those are your winners, ladies and gentlemen. We have Revolution, we have Fadeaway Vendetta, and we have Sakura. Those are our 3 winners today. We did it. And what beautiful winners they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, obviously this was a really hard decision. I'm gonna just keep this on the screen actually, just while we were talking about them.
We were really caught between a few of them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say do we want to do honorable mentions real quick before we move on to episode 3?
I think we should. I think let's talk about these first. Let's talk about the winners first and why we picked them first, and then we'll go through the honorable mentions.
It's time for our deep dive into theory crafting with pins that don't exist and make us want to cry.
But not for long, because we're really running over time. So let's not go too deep into it. Go ahead, Mike. Talk to us about these winners and who they are and why we picked them.
Okay, so the 3 winners. So Revolution by Zesp Daigo, and that's the one that is in the middle. Then we have Sakura up top by Fire Ox 39, and then Fadeaway Vendetta by Max Axel down at the bottom. I really loved all the designs. I loved the psychs, and I wish they existed.
Yeah,
I would use these all the time.
For us,
my biggest.
Go ahead, Neku.
My biggest thing is it is hard to make a pin that makes you think, how could I actually use this? How could I use this effect in the game? When I first saw Fadeaway Vendetta, my brain started theorizing how I could set up a boss fight to use them properly, and it sold me immediately. After a little bit of debating with Ahmed and Mai, it sold me really, really well when I really thought about it. Sakura, the aesthetic, I can't say much else. The aesthetic is golden. It's the golden standard. It is amazing. I really thought it was an actual pin in real life. We did some digging to make sure it wasn't, and I was like, okay, I have no regrets. Revolution is just a Jupiter the Monkey pin, and it does it so well, it makes me think it was actually in the game. I had to double check to make sure it wasn't in the game when I saw it. That's how good that design is.
Yeah. And I think
those are my clip notes.
like that's the main thing about these. Like we definitely, there was a bit of argument, and we're gonna go through honorable mentions in a second, but hot diggity damn, it's just like they all fit their aesthetic really well. They all have quite interesting effects. And like these were just extremely good done. Again, the Sakura one, like it's extremely pretty. Well, they're all very aesthetically pleasing. Vendetta had like just a really cool ability that we wish were in the game. And Revolution, just like it uses that usual Jupiter of the monkey aesthetic that we all know and love, but adds this like really interesting and cool twist to it with like making it mostly white and adding in new shapes. Like again, these are all pins that we can use in the game, and of all the entrances, these were the 3 that we decided to be the winners. So round of applause, incredible job for all involved.
Congratulations.
It was congratulations to all the winners. It was really it was something quite special. For honorable mentions, real quick. Other pins that were extremely on the brink of winning. If we had a 4th place, it would be this one. This one for sure would be a 4th place. We were basically thinking between this one and the hip snake one. Those were the 2 we were thinking about that we were choosing between. At the end, the other one went out because we liked the effect a little bit better. But my god, it's this one, it kind of hurts that it didn't win, but because the aesthetic is so clean.
You can't just give me a Jet Set radio pin and tell me it doesn't exist. That's what killed me. Because I looked at it and I went, I would use this, period, based on aesthetic. And it's that good for me. What do you think, Mai?
I really love it. It like you said, I wasn't what like the thing with this one is that I don't use a lot of like draw circles, but I really like just how it does the paralysis, but the aesthetic of the pen, it is really pretty. It's just really pleasing to look at. It fits in with the graffiti of TWEWY, and yeah. It was very hard. It was all of us were caught between the 2.
Yep. Another one that we should maybe talk about is Zone Breaker. Again, another really cool effect. I like the clock aesthetic here a lot. Also was really up there for us. Yeah, it's just none of these pins are bad. They're all really good. It's the competition was so fierce up at the top 3 that some of the nice ones had to be brought down in peg or 2. Anybody with anything to say about this one?
It's such a unique aesthetic that it caught my attention when we first saw it. It doesn't fit with anything else in the game except for like actual Reaper or Taboo noise pins, in my opinion. And it really knocked it up a few pegs for me when I realized how intricate the design was and how much it had in it. And the effect is very, very interesting. I can definitely say that.
Yeah. And then I think we're gonna do one more honorable mention, which is to this one. This because this one was really high up for us as well. Just because again, the aesthetic was super good and the effect is a really cool effect. Anything that brings enemies together, including this one, is just gonna win my heart immediately.
You pretty much just said what my response was gonna be.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, oops.
Well, I will say that
oops,
I did
all
really
same
like
answer.
I really love the design of this pin. It's very pleasing to look at with just how the black and white. It's like how it draws you into the center, and then it's holding a little cutout of a person, and I just think that the design of it was very well thought through. And
the Shikigami is interesting to say the least. Seeing a Shikigami in this game confused me at first, and then I realized what it was, and I was like, that could work in this game because of how it works.
Yes, indeed. All right, and that's gonna be it for our winners. So congratulations once again to all our winners. Mai, do you want to shout out the winners one more time?
So we have Zesp Diego, Fire Ox 39, and Max Axel. So after this podcast episode, I will be contacting the 3 of you, and we'll discuss just form of payment on my end, and your prize. And yeah, you can choose whatever kind of gift card you want. And if you just want the $20, you that can also just be arranged too.
We will figure it out.
We will figure it out. But I just wanted to say a big thanks to everyone who participated in this competition, this contest. It was a lot of fun. It made me really happy to be able to just bring in the community and do this.
Yeah!
I hope we get to do another one soon.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
I really want to do another one of these when we hit the next milestone, because this was a really fun contest to judge and to see how creative people could get.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and people like I know that some people really asked me if they could submit more than one pin, and I had to tell them that they couldn't, but they could submit the other one as fan art. But this contest inspired so many people to just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go make another pin, and that's something that makes me really happy. That just this contest made people really think, oh, I could design my own pin. That sounds like fun. I'm gonna go do it, even though I did what was necessary. If I can make you do something more than what is required, then that sounds like success on my end.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Perfect. And just again, I think it worth repeating. Thank you very much for supporting the Twitter page. We couldn't make it here without you.
Mm-hmm. It's insane that just like a year ago we were not even. We only had like a couple hundred, and now a year later, here we are at 1,000.
1,000. Thank you, everybody. But the show is not over here yet. Hold on to your hats, because we're not done yet. Because we have to talk about this last episode that came out yesterday.
Before that,
before we end things off.
Merch.
Oh God, there is new merch. My bad. Oopsie doopsie. I'm sorry, guys. Look. All right, I'm gonna be real with you. I was fasting earlier today. I had to eat before the podcast. Kind of falling into a slight food coma. So you're gonna have to bear with me while I hold on for dear life. Let me. It's fine. I didn't lose the link, guys. Don't worry about it. We didn't. Yeah, I didn't lose the link. No, why would I? That would be very unprofessional. So, look at these. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at these guys.
They have officially announced pre-orders for the Neku and Shiki statues in the Square Enix America store online, and also the big chest-size Mr. Mew plush. Oh, I wish I had money. I feel like I repeat this every couple of weeks.
Oh, I'm getting it. I need it in my life. I have the Mr. Mew figure, like action figure, but I was like, I want the big one, the one from the game.
The one you can snuggle at night.
Yes, the one I can snuggle. But yeah, there are plans for they have announced the beat. Well, actually, I don't think they've officially announced it, but people have found them. The beat and rhyme figures, and I can only assume that they're gonna do a Joshua.
You hope.
Why would you assume that?
I can only assume.
Yes. No, yeah, no, it's cool. Joshua figure's probably also coming, I'd imagine.
They wouldn't just not do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, holy cow. Yeah, no, again, more merch. Like, there's literally more merch than people can afford coming out right now. It's insane. And we're all for it. Just throw as much merch as physically possible. I think now it's safe for us to move on to episode 3 and talking about that. So, kiddos, if you have not watched episode 3, cover your ears.
Whoop, spoiler time, get out.
However, we are gonna start talking about episode 3, which starts off very subtly. Isn't that right, Mai?
So, my OTP, Soda and Now, are dead now. I really like that. I really like that. They put they added that because like the game, you just like, oh, you hang out, like you see them and interact with them. Well, they are part of the mission in day 6 in the game, and um then they just show up. They're just suddenly players in week 2, and you're like, they died. And so for them to find like just do this little like TV announcement on the screen, it was just like a really nice thing, like a little touch for me. I love those two, so I was really happy.
The opening shot of the episode was literally couple dies in car crash. They were not subtle whatsoever with bringing them into the game.
Yeah, they're just being straight up. Which also shows that I don't know if this was confirmed or not, but it also shows that all of the players are put into the game in like a dump at the beginning of a week, and not as soon as they die. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I think
don't know if
it
that was
is like a
confirmed or not.
Sunday cycle or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got a couple of pieces of information here. The possibility that we got a possible. There's a lot of stuff we're learning about Rhyme in this. Like Rhyme got so much development in this anime, it's kind of unreal. There's a lot of Rhyme development. One of them is obviously the laser hands, which still the funniest shit to me.
Pew pew! I shoot laser beams. I have lightning rook at level 1. My God.
She really in canon she should have stood the shark shouldn't have stood a chance, but alas, this is the game we'll play. So apparently her entry fee might be related to her dreams, because she kind of mentioned that in the train scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was super interesting to see how the 4 of them sit down and Beat gets mad when Neku's like, oh, dreams don't matter. And the next day in game, Shiki goes, she might not have a dream because it might have been her entry fee. And if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think that was in the original game at all. They didn't really mention what Ryan's entry fee might be.
Mm-hmm.
It was very interesting to try to fill that plot hole.
Yeah, the only what caught me off guard about that is that, and people might get mad when I bring it up, but it was a topic that was in Dream Drop Distance.
I'm not mad about that. I just wish it was in the core game.
Yeah, me too. Because it makes sense for that to be her entry fee. But it's just odd that like the only like, because I don't remember them talking about it really in the like original game. They didn't confirm it, but then they talked about it a lot in Dream Drop.
Yeah.
But seeing
I think it's just inspiration.
Yeah.
Seeing it mostly like in the open in this version, like, hey, this might have actually been a thing, instead of having to like go through the secret reports to read about what it might be. It was a very subtle change that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. Now, you know, again, back to the whole it's better to have loved than lost than never loved at all. Because we get the highly anticipated Rhyme death scene in this episode. And now I'm gonna talk about this because I don't think Neku in particular can emotionally handle talking about it.
I'm gonna go hide in a corner now. Bye, guys.
All right, take care, man. I'll call you back when you're ready, when it's good to come back. But
thank you. I'm in the corner.
It's really well. I mean, it's terrible, right? But that's why it's so good. Like it's very graphic, right? Like first of all, they do the callbacks to like the, you know, them standing either side, and then Ryan walking over, her seeing the shark noise, and then pushing Beat out of the way, and then you also see the flashback of Beat pushing Rhyme out of the way. So they do all that super accurately, but then you get also this super gruesome, just like her shocked face and her eyes just emptying, and Beat's eyes emptying, and her just hanging out of the shark's mouth, and it's
got me.
It's so much, but God, it sells the like just depression of the entire thing and just the despair of the entire thing. But God, it's so good. Like, I don't know how I feel about
Yeah.
it. Maybe I covered what you were saying there, but
Yeah, it was just like I was like, oh no, it's time, and but it was I was like, oh, but then my jaw was just like dropped when it was like showing her just in the mouth of the freaking shark, just dangling, lifeless, and I was like, they're just hanging, they're just like, oh my god, they're just throwing her around, she's just there, and I'm like, that's gruesome. Oh my god, oh, it was brutal.
but it's
They
so
made
good.
that scene so good, but also
Yeah.
10 times worse for my emotions.
Yeah.
Is it time to come back yet?
Yes, Neku, it's okay. It's okay, you can come back. Just come here.
now.
Just have a seat. Look there, the chair's right there. Are you ready? Are you good? Neku, are you okay?
I'm not okay.
Oh, okay. So anyway, she dangled out of the shark's mouth. It was pretty hard
bleeding!
to watch.
Yeah.
My honest to God opinion was looking over this scene. I did not expect them to go this far. Like having her dangling lifeless, having the shark actually chew her, having like Shiki try to save her, like the whole 9 yards. It was a level of like body torture that would disturbed me personally. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I hope everyone attended Rhyme's funeral.
Dude, the best part of it was the memes that came afterwards were it was so strong. There's one in particular that I really liked that I thought posted. It was like a really cartoony version of Rhyme. I might find it again. It was a really cartoony version of Rhyme. And she's just like looking like oblivious while everything's going on. Oh, it's super great. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But yeah, so that happens. That's a whole thing. And then obviously Beat gets they freaking the why am I God sorry I'm losing everything right now. The Reapers, Uzuki and
Karya.
They tease Beat for like a while and they push him around it. It's really good because that's another thing we don't get in the game, that we don't see that interaction in the game at all. And they just kind of push him around and just make him like just try and provoke him and make him feel like a piece of shit after all that happens.
They straight torture him mentally.
Yeah. It's
and
so
they were
good.
so smug about it. When like he was throwing punches at Karya and he's just like dodging them with this like smug look on his face, I was like, man, this is brutal. Poor Beat. I do love Karya though, but like damn, he was being so heartless. And it just makes you remember just how heartless like the Reapers can be.
Yeah. It reminds you that this is their job. They don't have an emotional attachment to these people. You have to be a level of a sociopath to be a Reaper, in my opinion. Because like you are actively trying to murder people.
Well, yes, after that happens, Beat gets super aggro and then is stopped by none other but your man and mine, Mr. Smiley himself, Hanekoma. But things are a little bit different this time. Do you want to talk to me about Neko? How do you feel about Hanekoma in the anime?
I am so confused. So, for those of you who played the original game, after day 2, there is a sit-down session with Mr. Hanekoma where he kind of explains the rules of the game and explains what's going on. In this version, in the anime, he just kind of introduces himself on day 6 by grabbing Beat by the back of the neck and going, "Hey, my name's Mr. Hanekoma. I'm taking this kid and leaving." And I've been talking to so many people about this. It's giving me a swimming headache. Because of the way he introduces himself, it makes it seem like he doesn't have an urgency to help them immediately, or he's already done it before, which tells me either this is a Hanekoma we're aware of, like the game Hanekoma, or a separate timeline Hanekoma we have to be aware of. Because he's not as involved as before, outside of like stopping Neku from dying and stopping Beat from dying. And it's really confusing.
Yeah. It's weird because like he's also very intentionally grouchy.
Mm-hmm.
He's pissed. He is pissed 80% of the time.
It's like 100%.
like-
Like I don't think I've seen him crack a smile the entire anime.
Yeah, exactly. It's
He
so
smiled when he
weird.
said his name. When he introduced himself, he smiled at everybody.
Well, he hasn't laughed, okay?
That I
need to
agree
see.
with. He has not been the jolly old coffee dad we all know and love.
Yeah. What happened to our dad?
We need to know. It makes me wonder if this Hanekoma is like aware, again, via the secret reports. The other versions of Hanekoma will report the game Hanekoma on site, is what's said in the secret
Mhm.
reports. Is this the one we should be worried about, or is this someone who's looking for the fallen angel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think anymore. I've got so much information in my head that has nowhere to go.
Yeah, what I don't know what they're doing. It's so weird. But I mean, if he is just what they could be doing is just making him really grouchy because he is upset because Joshua's trying to destroy Shibuya and Hanekoma is trying to stop him. And so he could just be really grouchy about the whole situation. And that's where I'm thinking if it's not going to be these other like theories about it not being our Hanekoma. And really, honestly, they could do anything.
It's a wild game at this point, considering how much of the anime has changed from the game. Everything is up in the air at this point.
Yep.
Speaking of things of being up in the air, hey Ahmed, Mr. Mew being thrown around.
Before I do, I just want to make a small comment before we go into. Well, actually, you know what? No, I'll leave that to the end. I'll leave it to when we're talking about it in the end. I'll instead talk about the fight, right? That happens. The final boss of the first week, right? He transforms. I love the model. I love the boss model. Makes me very excited for a certain other boss model in week 2. I'm very excited to see how that looks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his model looks super accurate. The fight I thought was pretty good. Also, Mr. Mew does this thing where he like increases his mash and cushions one of Neku's blow, and I thought for sure a big kaiju battle was coming. Like I thought for sure like a level 3 fusion attack. He's gonna turn into a massive kaiju monster, and then he's gonna shoot lasers out of his eyes. We didn't get that, unfortunately.
Sad.
I wish we did though, but it was a pretty cool fight nonetheless. Also, we did get well, I think I have a picture of it here. We did get superhero landing Mr. Mew, which I'm all about. That was funny. That was good. Actually, yeah. Hold on, we have a
It was
picture
one
of
of
it here.
the funniest things because I
It's
saw
so
it and I was
good.
like, wait, since when is Mr. Mew a Marvel hero? This is what?
I love this frame. I
I'm not
love
even
this frame.
surprised. Mr. Mew is a god.
I really wanted a Mr. Mew versus Giant Goatman kaiju battle. I wanted to see some
Mhm.
giant fists getting swung. I'm so sad we didn't get the serotonin that day for that.
Yeah,
It would have been so
it
nice.
was really cool seeing a fight. And there you go. That's the thing. By the way, one other thing about these fight scenes, real quick, that I just realized is that I often don't realize when he's gone to 3D. Like the 3D is super. It's meant to do very well in the way that it's very subtle. Like sure, the noise you can tell are 3D, but like I find a hard time like being able to identify when Neku is 3D, for example. It's not super obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the middle of the action, which I think is a pretty good thing. Or maybe I'm just really unobservant. What did you think, Neku?
I'm going to call back to what I first said in the first episode of the podcast. If you are actively looking for it, it's a problem. If you're not looking for the 3D, it's very hard to catch. It looks really good, and they're getting better at it with each episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's super impressive. But then after that fun moment, we get to the real. Actually, we didn't talk about Beat interrupting Kari and Uzuki at the restaurant, because that's. Is that brand new? I think he confronts him in the game too. Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, he
does under a different context.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But we do get an extra Karya Uzuki interaction scene, which is cool. It's nice to see them interact. It's cool to see this character building.
Neku didn't get to say hello, dead kid speaking, and I'm so sad.
It's one of my favorite lines in the game, and it's gone.
I'm suddenly getting a phone call. Hello, dead kid speaking. Like someone's actually going to be on the other line. I just the sarcasm oozing from this kid in that line. I miss it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Localization also is probably what gave. I don't know. I don't know if that line was in the Japanese.
I don't think so. I'll have to find out. I'll have to go look it up.
Yeah. But with that being said, there's no point in reading out the bush. Probably the hardest hitting emotional moment to date. Can I go off about this for a second? Can I just talk about this real quick?
Go off.
My God, I love this scene. I absolutely love what they did with this scene. I actually think the scene was done better in the anime than the game. That's my personal opinion. Because, okay, so here's the thing. So in the game, right? In the game, what happens is, you know, Megumi comes up saying only one person can continue in the game. And then Shika's like, no way, I'm gonna leave him. Neku's like, go. And then Beat shows up, and then Beat becomes a Reaper. And then we see like Shiki floating away happily. They've agreed that they're gonna meet again. And then next day comes by, and we're in Scramble Crossing again. And he's like, how has this happened? In the anime, not only so the anime doesn't do the whole mystery thing of dropping you back into Scramble Crossing without context. It tells you that Neku's re-entering the game. That's one big difference. Second big difference is Beat doesn't show up this time. Third big difference, Megumi collects the second entry fee without returning the first one, to our knowledge. But in the game, he does explicitly. In the game, he does straight up just say, "Here's your first entry fee," and then like, "We've taken your second entry fee." But like in this, when he takes Shiki as second entry fee, it hurts. Like because you see her suffer, and you see her like she's basically dying before Neku, and he can't do anything about it. It's super like rough to watch. It's so good the way they did it. The crying, the emotions, it makes you so uncomfortable, and it makes you hate Megumi so much more. That I love that scene. I love the way it was done. It's so good. Yeah, what do you guys think? Like, that's how personally you feel about it.
I'm gonna let Mai go first.
So I was so uncomfortable doing that. I was like, dang, they made this way worse. This is making me sad. It just like ripped my heart out. I'm like, because like in the game we see we just like Shiki's getting lifted into the air, and then Neku reaches out and he tries to grab her hand, but she's gone by the time. And so I was expecting that, and then they gave me this, and I was like, why'd you just have to kill my heart? It was so well done and emotional.
I have a soft spot for the original game version for one particular reason. I am a sucker for hard twists where you expect one thing to happen and then suddenly another thing happens. In the game, they pretty much say, oh, she's going to go back to life. And then Neku goes in the flashback, okay, I'm willing to play a second game. And he goes, oh, I have to collect your entry fee. Neku goes, what's that? He goes, oh, your entry fee is Shiki. And Neku starts breaking down in the game. It's like, wait, what? Huh? What? Huh? In the anime version, it is more disturbing because you basically watch Shiki die. But for me, it's missing that special twist of the knife because he just goes, oh, she's dying because of you right now. Instead of going, oh, you thought she was fine? No, she's dying again. But that's just a me problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you because I'm also just a sucker for just like thinking everything's okay, but then there's a flashback and you find out it's not okay, and that's the twist. I love when games in just any kind of like show and like just media story, it like goes from everything being okay, and then you just like everything's not okay, and you don't know why, because Neku, like, he wakes up in the scramble, and you're like, okay, is he back in the RG? And then you just see him freaking out, and you're like, what did I miss? And so I miss that in the anime, but I understand why they're just keeping it, like, giving it like a linear time.
It's better for the anime to pull out the twist quicker. I'll agree with that. But man, the old twist, like just twisting the knife the second you flashback and see what happens, I miss that. It hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a different thing though, because like the anime historically has not done that. Like because again, back to the choking scene, that did the same thing of like that happened, there was a hard cut into the next day, and for like a solid 30 seconds you think you killed Shiki before everything gets cleared up. This anime just isn't doing that. Which I guess is just a format thing because of how anime work. And because that's the case, just I love the way it's done here. It's really, really well done. I love it.
Let me be clear. I have no issue with anyone liking either or. It's just a preference at this point. They're both great in their own ways. They just burn completely differently.
Yeah.
There is one thing I want to touch on though here. The reason I'm touching it on here is because I don't think I'm gonna get another chance to touch on this. Neku Shiki is probably my favorite ship in any video game ever in life, because it's so quintessentially pure. Like everything about it, like the scene at the beginning. There's obviously the contrasts that are built in, like of just like their relationship at the beginning and the relationship at the end. You know, the whole Neku, like Shiki pushing Neku at the beginning, and then Neku does it back at the end. There's obviously parallels there, but then there's also the little stuff of like just Neku straight up just telling her, "Don't be stupid. You gotta believe in yourself," and that just holding like that meaning so much to Shiki that she even talks about it in the end like that. Like it's an insanely well crafted relationship, particularly because like it's sorry, emotions are getting so combobulated in my brain. You know what? You guys tell me your opinion while I collect my thoughts real quick.
I will phrase it as, if Neku had started crying in this scene, I would have broke. Like, if she had started fading away and he started crying, it would have, bar none, become the best scene in the anime for me, period.
I could have sworn he had a tear go down his cheek.
I don't think he did. I'll have to rewatch it to make sure, because I did not see it.
It came from his forehead. It's probably a sweat drop. Probably.
No, I just don't remember seeing the tear. But like, if he had started breaking down as she was fading away, that would have just sent me. I would have been done.
I know exactly the scene that you're talking about. I think it was a sweat drop. I don't think that was a tear. I'm gonna have to watch it back though to make sure.
Fight about it.
I'll have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember what I wanted to say, which is that the thing that sealed the deal for me is that when he realized that she wouldn't look the same in real life, and she looked different, it didn't even remotely faze him. He wasn't even. He didn't flinch an inch. It's and that kind of thing just it makes me happy. It does stuff to me, man, because that's great. that great. That those kind of relationships make me super happy. So that's why it's just my OTP. I love that ship in every way.
It's sending a powerful message of, it doesn't matter what the other person does or looks like. If you care about each other, you'll find a way to make yourselves better and get through it.
But now she's dead. Now there's nothing we can do about it.
And now you gotta deal with my boy while only caring about Shiki. And you're just like, I need this. Yeah, the week 2 is great because Neku's just like, this little twerp is making this so much harder for me. I just want. Neku gets so frustrated with Joshua. I love it. Ooh, next podcast is gonna be spicy. Oh man,
it's gonna be bad. We're gonna have to like have a counter on the screen for how many times you two bat at each other.
It's
okay.
not gonna be good.
Speaking of which, how many counters are we at? Chat, how many counters are we at today?
Not enough.
About to add another one.
But I think that's it. You guys want to tell me what you thought of episode 3, or if there's anything I missed, you can bring it up.
You're definitely missing something.
Uh-oh.
The
No, I don't think I missed anything. No, I don't. You know what? I don't remember I missed anything. You know what? You don't need to. Neku, tell me what you thought about episode 3.
I almost had my heart ripped out 3 times, and I am not okay.
Okay, fair enough. That's great. Thank you very much for your review.
To everyone arguing in the chat if he cried or not, it was a sweat drop. I literally just watched it.
Get dunked on, nerds. All right, fine. You know what? I'm a fair guy. You can talk about how Joshua appeared in the ending.
Okay, thank you. Don't interrupt me. Yeah, I was like, okay, so like I said earlier, I was like really hoping that there would be like a little tiny Joshua cameo in every episode that happened with week 1. And so when we went through this episode and there was none, I was like, oh, sad. And so the credits started playing and I'm like, yay. I love comedian. And then there's like a little after credit. I'm like, oh my god, no, here it is. And yeah, I just got so excited, and and it's just so funny. He has a freaking fridge up there with him.
Yeah, the mini bar. He's so smug. I hate him. I hate him.
He literally had his own personal pad on top of a tower, and he was just like, it don't matter.
Oh, I hate him. He's so smug.
Okay.
I hate him.
Ahmed immediately, it was Neku, that messaged me right after watching the episode, and was like, I'm so mad at you. Because they're mad at my boy.
I love how we're just blaming you for everything Joshua does now. This is good.
Well, yeah, she endlessly defends him. Endlessly.
Okay. He has his reasons. I'm not saying it's great reasons. It's definitely not justified, but there's a reason for his actions.
I disagree. Mm-hmm. His goal is to destroy Shibuya. I disagree.
I understand that, but the biggest thing with Joshua in that really gets me to like him, and even though obviously his actions and his reasoning for it is not good. But the writing of him is
I thought he was trying to save Shibuya. I thought he was the most honorable character in the entire series. I'm pretty sure he gave me a heart transplant. That's how honorable he is.
Interrupt me?
All right, fine. I'm sorry. Please continue spreading your propaganda.
Add it to the counter. Move on.
No, I'm not mad. Don't add it to the counter. I'm not mad. I'm fine.
You're yelling.
I'm not yelling. You're yelling.
Oh Lord!
Anyway,
continue, please.
Anyway, as I was saying, the biggest thing in the game is that Joshua says this himself to Neku at the end of week 2, is that you give up on yourself, you give up on the world. The way that I took that with Joshua is that he gave up on himself and he's taking it out on Shibuya, and he is upset with everything, not like himself and Shibuya, and so he takes it out on Shibuya.
Good.
I will think about that. That was actually an interesting point.
Good. No,
because
no, it wasn't.
The biggest thing, with like Hanakoma says in week 2, like Joshua grew up seeing the Yuji, and it made him an outcast, and it made him very lonely. So there's a lot more to this character. He's a dick for a reason, okay?
I disagree with that statement.
Well, no, okay. Everything that's happened to him has brought him to this point where he just cracked and he has given up. That's why he's a dick, because he's been so lonely for his entire life and afterlife.
Oh, he's lonely. I feel so bad for him. I really do. I feel so bad for him. This is great. Thank you, Mai, for that summary of Joshua as a person and a character. Now, can we talk about Sho supremacy, please? Can we talk about the one character that is ready to throw hands with the conductor? This man's cojones, I don't know how he keeps his legs closed. The confidence that this man had. You know what? I'm going to keep it to next week. I'll keep it to next week's podcast. I have.
Speaking of next week's podcast, episode 4 preview. Who wants to start that?
It's All I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna be censored no more. All right, I'm building a resistance. I'm building a show resistance party against the Joshua simps. All right, it's gonna happen.
I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Thank you very much. Bye, guys. I'll talk to you later. Let's edit this.
Yeah, no, come back here. You gotta be on my side. Neku,
Sir, you've stapled my feet to the floor. I can't move.
Neku, you're on my side, right? On this one. Why are you quiet?
I'm just gonna leave.
No, come back here.
I just want to point out to you, Ahmed, that chat's working against you. They're on my side.
I don't care. You think that people... Look, man, all you people got brainwashed. I will survive. I will be the one who slices your red skull pins, all right? That'll be me. I will save all of you, much like Sho will save everybody new or the ones with you. You'll see. You'll all see.
I just see him being chaotic. I mean, he forced his
I'm
way
not
into
chaotic. I'm very composed.
Uh-huh.
I'm quite literally stuck in the middle of this.
Just talk about
Anyways,
the preview. Just talk about the damn preview before I get even more mad. Why is chat sad? Dude, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad, dude. All right, fine. Episode 3 preview. Yeah, yay, we got to see Joshua. Yay, more Joshua. Yay, great. We see more Joshua. Yay.
all right,
Uh,
sir, madam.
after Ahmed saw that, that's what sparked this whole war.
Hey, you two,
Ow.
calm down. Episode 4. Ahmed, if you would please.
No. I can't show it. I actually can't show it. I don't want to get shot on YouTube, so I'm not gonna show it.
Oh, that's fine. We just need to talk. It's a 10-second preview. There's not much to talk about.
Can we talk about it?
I'll talk about it.
Hey, go ahead. Start talking.
So like what the biggest thing that point I can't figure out what days. It looks like day 1 and 2. I don't think there's day 3 in it. But we see Neku and Eri. Eri in the real ground, and Neku it's just pulling at my heartstrings there with Eri and Shiki. Cause that I can just cause even though like just Neku, he can see the RG, and like seeing Eri just roaming around, it just hurts for him. I can just imagine. And then we see Beat, not as a Reaper, but thus we can assume. Because I mean it does look like he's flying, just because there's wind blowing his hair.
Wind effects,
But,
yeah.
Yes. And then of course there's Joshua, and that's it.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
that's literally it.
It should be pretty exciting. There wasn't too much to it.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about next week, considering the next 2 episodes are going to be Joshua partner episodes. This was probably the heaviest week out of the 3, in my opinion. A lot of things happen really quickly, so I really hope they handle this well.
I don't know, like how they're gonna fit it in. Like I'm so unsure how they're going to do the format for this, because day 1 and day 2 can happen. I don't know if they can fit that into just one episode, because they can fit it into an episode, but I don't know how they're going to stretch it out, because honestly, I think they could get day 1 and 2 done in an episode, but they might just stretch it out a bit longer, because the way that they're going with cutting out a lot of the side missions with like the walls and stuff, really it could just go straight to Molko and get the the 10-pin thing out of the way. But then at day 3 in the game is so long that I don't know that could easily, I don't know, they cannot fit that into any, I don't know, it's just really, I don't know how they're gonna fit all of week 2 into 3 episodes.
They're probably gonna cut a lot of corners. They're probably gonna cut out the 10-pin contest and just make it to where they want it off screen and Neku doesn't have to care about it. But we'll see.
I love that mission.
We shall see. All right, boys and girls, we've had fun. I've had fun. I've had emotions. I cried. I got mad. I stayed composed though, and I didn't lose my composure even once. I don't think I've raised my voice once. I think I was so quiet. My parents had to check on me to make sure I was still awake.
Alive, yeah.
Yep.
I got to hide in the corner twice.
When's the next episode? Oh, good news. I completely forgot to update when the next episode is. You know what? Distract the audience for a second while I fix what I've done here.
Good people of the RG, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, subscribe everywhere. Doing my usual shill duties. Outside of that, today's episode was really, really nice. We got to talk about a lot, and there was a lot to talk about. We somehow got it under, I think we are about to hit 2 hours of recording.
Mm-hmm.
It was an amazing time to be caught between two very yelly people who hate each other's main characters.
If I just elaborate on that for a second. Yeah, Ahmed literally just like started screaming at me after the episode 4 preview, and it was like, he's like, oh, my boy Sho is in it, and I'm like, I just sent literally an emoji of Joshua, and he's like, no, get the hell out of here.
And then the war
dude,
began.
That's how yeah.
Well, it wasn't even anything big. It was just one emote was enough to start blood spill everywhere.
It's a
bloodshed.
level of insane.
And that level of insanity should continue 2 weeks from now on the 2nd of May. Look at that. Wasn't that always there?
The 2nd of May? I think you mean the 8th of May.
God damn it. Hold on. God damn it. I still messed it up. God damn it.
Well, while he's attempting to fix this real quick, should I talk about our artist again?
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Our wonderful artist who does our character portraits, our art in general, like the video we edited together was also made from her art, is still open to taking commissions, and she is more than willing to do several art styles, and if you don't just want the More Honest With You stuff. And I'm going to be linking her pricing sheet in just a moment as soon as I can find it again. How did
I got you. I have it. I'll post it in chat.
Thank you.
But yes, no, please do check her out. She does a lot of great work for the podcast. She's great. Works very fast. We'll do always open criticism, always open talking. Her art is great. Like we've been using her sprites since her avatar since we've started the podcast, and she's wonderful and her work is wonderful. So please do consider her for any of your emote or avatar needs. But with that, I think we're gonna call it, guys. Any final comments?
This was a very loud episode.
I disagree. I
As someone who is caught between two very loud rocks in the wall, this was a very loud episode.
Well, I hope the good people of the podcast don't mind.
Can we have a final count? Can we get a final count?
I think we're at 9 or 10 on the Joshua counter, which will going to be a lot higher on May the 8th.
Yeah.
All right. And with all that being said, guys, for all you watching on YouTube and listening on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, we'll see you guys on the 8th of May, 2021, at the same new time, same new place. Well, Amadeus_ at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10 p.m. GMT. This will be the last week of us doing this weird new time. We'll be going back to our usual schedule thereafter. However, until then, we'll see you guys later next week where the war begins.